So, this is going to be a love and spirituality reading for the month of November, and this is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So, let's see what comes through in the cards. When I was meditating on your energy, I did get this strong energy of just feeling very tense, like very tense in the shoulders. So I'm feeling like some of you are feeling like you are under a lot of pressure. You could be pressured to make some type of decision, or under pressure because of a decision that was made either on your end or on someone else's end. Could be a couple different things, but overall I just feel like you sort of feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders at the moment, and that is very common for Cancer. Cancers are a very nurturing and loving type of sign, and as much as Cancers want to be comfortable themselves, they want everyone around them to be comfortable. That's why Cancers usually make the best hosts. They usually make the best mothers. It's like Cancers know how to turn a house into a home. So sometimes you can be very, you can feel very pressured to take on other people's problems or to solve other people's problems, even when they don't ask you to. So I just feel like some of you are just under a lot of pressure at the moment. And if it doesn't have to do with other people, it could just be you putting a lot of pressure on yourself because you are wanting to live up to your fullest potential. You're wanting to be the best version of yourself that you can be. And so you just feel a lot of pressure, to kind of get your act together is what I'm hearing. So let's see what comes through in the cards here. Let's pull for the past position first. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Oh. Seven of Swords in reverse. I'm actually gonna... Am I gonna pull one more? I feel kind of guided to pull one more. Wow, okay. So the Scorpio card is coming up right away. You could have been dealing with a Scorpio. Or this could have to do with Scorpio energy, Scorpio season. This could be a situation that has been ongoing since Scorpio season started, or before Scorpio season started, but it could be coming to a head because of Scorpio season. Because when we're in Scorpio energy, it is the energy of transformation, things that are no longer serving you, kind of being swept out of your life, or you being asked to evaluate the things in your life that are no longer serving you. So that's why Scorpio energy can feel kind of heavy and kind of intense, because Scorpio, or the sign of Scorpio, or Scorpio energy, has a lot to do with the darker parts of the psyche, or the darker parts of the mind that we tend to bury or suppress. And that's why when Scorpio season comes around, it's kind of like everything that is buried is being risen from the dead, pretty much, so that you can face it head on. And I do apologize if you can hear the neighbors. I had to say this in my last reading too. It's not in my control. They're just kind of loud. So, yeah, I just feel like, and that's something I'm picking up on too. The message that I'm hearing is just like, that's what it seems like to you. Everything was resting peacefully, or everything seemed kind of peaceful during Libra season, and now things just seem really loud and in your face, meaning that things that were kind of buried and that weren't really being called to your attention, now it's being called to your attention. So I feel like in the past position, with the Seven of Swords being here in the reverse and the Seven of Pentacles being here in the reverse, you are really evaluating, or you were evaluating, a situation from the past that you put a lot of energy and effort into. I feel like you could be evaluating this right now, because I feel like it's a past energy, but I feel like it's present, meaning that it's still in the front of your mind, or it's something that is being brought back to your attention. So with the Seven of Pentacles being here, I feel like you're evaluating how much time and effort you have put into something or into someone, and you are feeling like you didn't really get anything in return. So you could kind of be feeling a little bit spiteful is what I'm getting, which is normal, a very normal energy for when you stay in a situation for too long. That's where resentment and spite usually comes in at, when you overextend yourself and the other person didn't reciprocate and they did not treat you the way you deserve to be treated. And it's like sometimes we can't even see it while we're in it, because we're just so focused on giving and trying to make the situation better, that we can't really see how much we're being taken advantage of, or we can't really see how much energy we're actually wasting or using. And then when that situation comes to a halt, or when that situation moves away from you, that's when you can really see the bigger picture, like, wow, I was really giving this much, and wow, I was really getting this little in return. So I feel like a lot of you are just kind of analyzing that, or kind of coming to that realization. The Seven of Wands being here, the Seven of Swords being here in reverse lets me know that you definitely did dodge a bullet. So if you are thinking about the past and thinking about how much energy you put into a situation and you're kind of confused about the outcome or like why it had to go the way that it went, it looks like the person that you were dealing with was someone who was deceitful either to you or to themselves. I'm getting two different groups. So for one group, I'm getting that the person was deceitful to themselves, meaning that they had more feelings for you than they wanted to admit, and so they chose to kind of pull back and not give anything to the connection because like I said, they had more feelings than they wanted to face or than they wanted to admit to you. So yeah, that in itself is you dodging a bullet, because if someone has those strong feelings for you and they don't show it, then it's like, what's the point of even having them, you know? Like, a lot of people will stick around in connections because, oh, I know they have feelings for me, they're afraid to show it. Well, if they're afraid to show it, then does it really matter if they have the feelings for you? You know what I'm saying? Sorry if my tone is getting kind of aggressive. I'm just tapped into your energy. So some of you are really like just fed up, or just fed up at the thought of this or thinking about this situation. For some of you, for another group of you, the person was just deceptive in general, meaning that they just weren't real with you. They weren't telling you the truth, keeping things from you. And for some of you, and I feel like this is something that you're aware of. I feel like I'm not saying anything that you don't already know. But for a lot of you, like I said, it's someone who was purposely deceitful in order for you to continue to give energy, because they knew that if you knew the truth, then you would stop giving your energy. Because one thing about Cancers is Cancers, they do have the ability to pull back when it's time to. Some other signs, they will overgive or overextend, and when it's time to pull back, they have a very hard time doing so. But one thing about Cancers, I do notice that Cancers have the ability to give, but they have that shell, you know, that crab shell, where they still have that kind of like boundary between you and them, you know, between you, I mean, as a Cancer, and the other person. So I do feel like this person knew that, or they knew that if you knew all the information that you would have pulled back, so they chose to keep you kind of in the dark about what was going on, which is very annoying energy, okay? And me being an Aquarius, I feel you on that, because I hate being kept in the dark. It's so irritating. It's like, give me the opportunity to make my own decisions for myself, you know? Like, you're basically taking my choices away from me when you choose not to tell me the truth about who you are and what you're doing, because now I don't have the full story, so now I can't even make a clear, sound decision about whether or not I'm going to deal with you. So I feel like that's what a lot of you were dealing with, and the energy or those thoughts of that situation could be coming back around because of Scorpio season. A lot of you are also, with the Death card, were forced to end that situation, and the ending of it was so painful that it caused you to really have to rebirth yourself, or to kind of pick yourself up from the bottom and rebuild. So let's see what's going on in the present. The Empress in reverse card keeps wanting to pop up. So for a lot of you, you could just be feeling like you need to be cared for, like you need to be nurtured. Oh, the Chariot card, see? The Cancer card, so this is very good. Your card is coming up in your present energy, so that lets me know that you are self-focused right now, and you are focused on moving forward. You're facing forward, not facing the past. A lot of you are just needing to be nurtured as well, so that's why you are not looking back towards situations that did not emotionally nurture you, or did not give you what you need emotionally. It's like that situation, or that person, or those people just were just not nurturing you. They did not have the ability to give you what you needed emotionally. So you have like everything to give them emotionally, and they have nothing for you. Oops, 1 second. Oh, okay. I'm gonna put these back in, but it's the Hierophant, the Queen of Swords in reverse, the Ace of Wands in reverse, and the Seven of Wands. So I feel like a lot of you are learning how to set healthy boundaries through this situation, learning how to cut situations off when it's time to, because some of you could have like stayed in this situation past its expiration date, and so you just didn't want to let it go, or you were being kind of stubborn with letting the situation go. So it's like now I feel like this has taught you how to set healthy boundaries, or it's teaching you how to set healthy boundaries. So let's pull one more for the present. the Four of Pentacles. This came up in the Scorpio reading as well. So the Chariot card and the Four of Pentacles. So closing off your energy, not giving any energy to anyone or anything that is not serving you. This is very positive. I feel like you have retreated and you have gone into your shell for your own protection, because with you being a water sign and with you being so sensitive, that shell is a huge necessity for you. So when it's time to retreat from situations that have the ability to hurt you, you can kind of just crawl back into your hermit shell and retreat from whatever that energy is. So I feel like you're just really keeping people at a distance at the present moment, and you are really just not tolerating anyone who is trying to hold you back or keep you stagnant and stuck. So that's a good thing. I feel like these two cards in your present energy is a great thing, actually, because it's your card, and then it's you holding on to yourself, you nurturing yourself, you caring for yourself, and you putting yourself and your energy and your time and your emotions, like you putting those things all into yourself. So this is very good. I feel like boundaries is what keeps on coming through very strongly. Healthy boundaries, setting boundaries. So this is positive. I feel like you are moving in the right direction. The message I'm getting for some of you is that that situation was actually causing you to be ill, physically ill. So in the moment, some of you could just be looking after your health, trying to rebuild your strength. So let's see. Sorry, I'm banging the cards all loud. So let's see for the month of November. Month of November, what's going on with you guys? Two for the month of November. Oh, two came right on out. So the Three of Pentacles and the Temperance card. So in the month of November, there may be people around you that do not want to cooperate with you or who are making things difficult. So if you are in the process of trying to rebuild something with someone or rekindle something with someone, it looks like the month of November won't necessarily be the best time for that, because it looks like this person is coming across as just very stubborn or having stubborn energy. So it's going to be difficult for you to make the situation balanced because the other person is not willing to put in their side of the work or the effort, especially if it's someone who has betrayed you in the past, possibly, or someone who just has not done you right in the past. It may be necessary for you to take some time apart in order for you to heal from whatever this was and then come back together. I'm getting the strong message. Okay, I don't know if you watch Angelic Karma on YouTube, but one of her videos is playing very strongly in my mind right now, so I'm guessing that that video has to do with your situation, and I'll leave that video link down below. And it's about when you're betrayed by someone or hurt by someone, how do you rebuild the trust, or how do you move past it. And one of the suggestions that she gave, and it's playing very loudly in my head right now, is that you may need to actually separate from the source of the pain first and kind of heal from it on your own, and both people then come together and try to put in the work to make it right. So if you are in that situation where you have been hurt or betrayed in the past, and then you're trying to make it right with the person, it looks like if this person is not trying, if they're not putting in the effort, then you may, like I said, need to heal separately and then see what could happen in the future, because it just looks like November is just not going to be, it's just not going to happen. It looks like things are just not balanced. Trying to see what else I see. I'm also seeing that this could also be you not willing to cooperate because you're seeing situations or people for who they really are. It's like the mask is coming off of a lot of people who, maybe it's not a lot of people, it could be just one person, could be multiple people, take it as it resonates. It's like you kind of seeing through the bullshit now, or you seeing through people's masks or the way that people behave, not really liking what you're seeing behind the mask, like not really liking who the person really is deep down inside. You could have liked who they pretended to be, but it's like now, it's like seeing them for who they really are. Everything being unmasked in Scorpio season, pretty much. And then as you transition into Sagittarius season, it's like everything came to the surface at Scorpio season, and then Sagittarius season shines a light on it even brighter. So the image that I'm getting in my head is like oh God, this is so morbid. It's like going into a graveyard. Okay, I'm just gonna say it because it's trying to come through. Going to a graveyard and digging up something from the past. I want to say like I don't want to say a body, but digging up something in a graveyard during Scorpio season, and you're doing it in the middle of the night because obviously you're not going to dig up anything in a graveyard in the daylight. So you dig it up at night and you can kind of see what it is, but it's nighttime, so you can't really see. And then Sagittarius comes and shines the light on it, meaning that the sun starts to rise and now you can see what you have dug up. That sounds so morbid, but that's what's coming through. It's like something in Scorpio season coming, kind of rising up to the surface again, and you kind of being able to see it, but then Sagittarius season coming and like shining like a blinding light on it. And that's when you're really, really able to see things for what they are, and you're not liking what you see, is what I'm seeing. So, yeah. I feel like November is just going to be a time where you're going to see things that you could have kind of been ignoring, but they're for your greater good. It's not that you're seeing them and they're going to destroy you. I feel like for a lot of you, you already saw this situation coming, or this situation coming to an end, but you didn't want to accept it or didn't want to face it, and now you're being forced to face it, but it's so you can move forward. And again, I feel like this is not going to be something that's a shock to your system. I feel like this is something that you kind of already, like I said, you see it coming, or it's like you're the one that's willing to pull back and disconnect because you see things for what they are. So you kind of have the power here. You are in control here, is what I'm seeing. That analogy or that example was so strange and morbid in my mind. I don't know why that came out like that. Very bizarre. Okay, so let's pull two more. Cancer's month of November. Got Seven of Wands, King of Cups in reverse. So, the Seven of Wands and the King of Cups. The Seven of Wands talks about, as you can see in the card, kind of setting those boundaries, really guarding yourself and protecting yourself. And the King of Cups being here in the reverse, this could very well be someone who is going to try to manipulate your emotions in the month of November. I feel like the energy from the past and present are really blending together here, so it's kind of hard for me to differentiate between the two. So I don't know if this is someone coming back from the past or someone who never left and they're still here, but they need to be in the past because you need to let them go. It's just kind of like the energy of someone who is most emotionally manipulative, kind of narcissistic, could be a Pisces is what I'm hearing. But the Seven of Wands talks about needing to guard yourself from this energy. So whether this be a person, a group of people, or just any situation you encounter that tries to manipulate your emotions, you're needing to stand your ground against it. And like I said, this could be a person, this could be multiple people, family, friends, or it could just be any situation, like I said, that tries to throw your emotions off. Your task for the month of November is to stay emotionally balanced and to set healthy, energetic boundaries. With like all water signs, Cancers are energetic sponges. You have the ability to really absorb the energy in your environment. So you have to be more mindful of setting those boundaries, not just physical boundaries, but also, like I said, energetic boundaries. I carry, because I have a Pisces moon, so I have a water sign moon, I carry black obsidian. So if you can get black obsidian or any type of black stone, that actually does help with setting energetic boundaries or keeping negative energy away from you and transmuting it and sending it back to sender. It just looks like I said, anything that tries to throw you off balance or tries to lower your frequency, or tries to manipulate your emotions, you're needing to really stand your ground against that type of energy. So that is it, Cancer. I'm actually going to show you the cards really quickly, and then we are going to move on into the extended. Okay, Cancer, here are your cards. Try to take a good look at them and see if they trigger any of your intuition. And that's why I wanted to start showing the cards, because I want to see, like I said, if you seeing the cards for yourself may trigger some type of messages or may trigger your intuition. So it looks like overall your theme for the month is, like I said, setting those boundaries and trying to stay balanced, even though it looks like you're going to have some opposition. Like you're going to be faced with a situation or situations where other people are just not going to be on the same page as you or want to cooperate with you. And I feel like those people are imbalanced within themselves, and so they are trying to keep you imbalanced as well, even if it's not intentional. For some of you, it's intentional because it's King of Cups being here in the reverse. It's someone who is just emotionally manipulative, and because they don't feel right within, they want to, pass that energy off onto other people as well, especially with you being someone who is so nurturing and so caring. You are very susceptible to these types of people, people who are just very selfish and who just want to take. And because cancers, they set up this environment for people where they feel so nurtured and loved. Like I said, that will bring in sometimes the wrong type of people, or it'll attract people who need that love and care, but they're not willing to give it back. So if you encounter those type of people or that type of energy this month, then you'll know that it's going to keep you drained and it's going to keep you stuck. And the more you try to pour into that situation, the more drained you will become. It's not a situation where the more you put in, the more you'll get out of it. It's not that. So don't overextend yourself in the month of November. Let things come to an end that need to end and move forward, with the Death card and the Chariot card being here. That means you are moving on into very positive things, into healthy things, into things that are going to be feeding you and nurturing you emotionally, the same way that you have been giving, you will be receiving if you make room for it. Especially with the Seven of Pentacles being in reverse and the Seven of Swords being behind the Death card, that means that that is past energy that is stale and expired and it's long gone. So that's energy of, like I said, over giving, allowing people to manipulate you and deceive you, giving people chances over and over, although they've shown you who they are. So you're leaving that in the past and you're moving on to better things and healthier things. So yeah, this month you may be feeling very protective of yourself, and that's a good thing because you're needing it. You're needing to protect yourself. You're needing to look out for yourself the same way that you look out for other people. So that is it. I'm also getting that this Temperance card may actually represent a Sagittarius that you may have needed to separate from, and that person could possibly be coming back into your life in the month of November, and you're needing to again keep those walls up or keep those boundaries up, and allow them to prove themselves or work their way back into your life. Don't just let them in that easily. And that could be a Sagittarius, or that could be someone returning in or during Sagittarius season is what I'm getting. So that is it, Cancers. Thank you so much for watching. I am actually doing 2 spreads in the extended. I'm doing the extended version of this spread, and then I'm also going to do the show, what is it called? Working with your shadow or shadow work spread. I'll put up a quick picture of it so you can see. So I'm doing 2 spreads in the extended, and I will leave that in the description box down below. Again, I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys over on Vimeo. Bye.